comes into my mind at the moment is one fellow Jesuit priest. He says, and he got it also from another older priest. He says, when you stop reading, you stop growing. When you stop reading, you stop growing, at least intellectually. Okay? So, that is an important part of life. If you stop reading, you stop growing intellectually.
That's cool. That's pretty deep.
Oh, it's like if you stop eating, you're going to die.
How do books positively affect the beliefs of the religious? In your opinion?
First of all, usually we Jesuits are trained to be critical of what we read. And therefore, not everything that you read is reflective of the truth. Or somehow you agree, or there's a differences of values. So it's not enough that you just read them for the sake of reading it, or for the sake of an assignment, but also to find out what is missing. What are the assumptions of these persons? What are the assumptions of these works? Assumptions are postulates. What is it that is not written there?
And I think that's more important than reading of other. I think personally, I think that's why books are important and effective, because they try to bring out your own opinion in the book, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's why in a sense, very important is just to not just to read them, but to
understand them, to have your own opinion
see where they're coming from.
Father, are there any limitations or disadvantages in using books to propagate teachings? What are these, and can they be easily overcome?
What are the advantages of
or limitations of books when it comes to propagating teaching?
Certainly they help. Okay, so that's an advantage. It gives you a certain perspective of different people coming from different backgrounds, cultures. Okay? Whether we like it or not, the Western culture has a big influence, especially with the globalization. Okay? And therefore, they give us a lot of their own literature. Okay? So they have an impact on us. Okay? But second, the aspect of whether we just accept that, or do we see also what are its limitations? And therefore, we have to look also at our own experiences and our own values. Now, how does it relate to teaching? You see, if I look back at my own Jesuit education, and from grade school, grade 5 until doctorate, that's a pretty long period. It's practically a span of almost close to 40 years. Okay. What I remember most are not exactly from all the books that was given to us. Okay. But how much the teacher was able to integrate, okay, in his teaching, the books or the things that he really values. Okay, I'll give you an example. Until high school, I never liked English because, maybe not for nationalistic reason, but I began only to see its value when I was a Jesuit already, and realized that without my own capacity for English, I couldn't read 90–95% of the whole library. Okay, But more important is because I had an English teacher who's a Jesuit who loves the language, okay, without imposing it, but seeing its value, and being able to teach it by the way he practices it. Okay? So, for me, and that's where I get to, to like to read Graham Greene, and never read them before. It's because he said, okay, try this. See how,
Is he like the
see the person's style of writing. Okay? So how much he assimilate and integrate it into his own life. It doesn't really matter whether you're teaching math or teaching theology. When you're able to assimilate it into somehow your way of teaching into your own life as a teacher, then students will catch it.
Father, do you believe that books alone can ultimately change the way people act and think?
Like I said, it's the way, how much of it you assimilate and appropriate. In that sense, it can change you.
Father, last question. Do you have any plans on starting on a new book anytime soon, in the near future? Or
To be honest with you, even if, for example, somebody says, we're willing to publish your doctoral dissertation as long as you make the editing and changes. I said, I'm sorry, I don't have time for that. Either somebody has to edit that for me, or I can do it now. It's just that I'm treasurer of the seminary, I'm the director of this institute, and I teach. And we got so much, there's so much detail that writing a new book for me, I think, will be a bit difficult at this time.
only because it's time consuming and you have other priorities?
Yes, yes. Okay, in the same way as it will take me some time just to edit it, because you need to sit down.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm sure when I look back at my own doctoral thesis, I look and see, there are so many things lacking pala. I need to add this, I need to add that, I need to integrate this, I need to integrate that. And that will take some time.
Yun lang po, Father. Thank you po so much for your time.
Okay.